third baseman, Dennis Gardner, and the shortstop, Frank Mastari. We're about to get underway here of the championship game of the 30th annual No Glove Nationals.
You want to get Willie
Tim Maher, joining us in a little bit, the Steamer, Hall of Famer Willie Simpson. We'll go over the Hall of Fame ballot. And
coming over.
We're always happy to have Willie out there.
Later.
Willie, did you see Tallow anywhere?
Yeah.
Is he out there? I don't know why he's not up there. Evan Page.
I'd like to thank Larry Buckley and his crew team for such a wonderful job on the field this weekend.
What do you think, Bischoff's getting tired, sir?
Jeff, could you page Mike Tallow to the booth, please? Mike Tallow.
Yeah. If Mike Tallow could please come to the scorekeeper's booth. Mike Tallow to the scorekeeper's booth. Our first three batters for the visiting rockers.
Here we go.
Dennis Gardner and Frank Mastari. What's that?
Got a problem here already.
What's the problem?
They're complaining about the ball. They don't want to use this ball. Larry had a ball from 1920 when Tallow played. He had a ball. Check this ball out, Willie. That's from 1920 when you and Tallow played. Mike Greco will lead things off for the Rockers.
Championship of this tournament.
Playing some great first base, and Mike's a tough out.
They're discussing all the ground
throw the
rules.
ball at him because I think they tried to skip a Mickey on him.
See, they're fighting already.
Waiting. I don't know who won the toss.
I think the Grease tried to throw a different ball and back from third and park.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who won the toss, Tony? We did. All right.
The game's official. We got the Willie Simpson whistle.
Well, how many times do we hear that over the years,
baby.
huh?
The game is official. Here we go. Leading off the top of the first for the River Rockers, the first baseman, Mike Greco.
First baseman, Mike Greco.
Tim Maher, Bill King, live. From court.
Hey, get out of the wall, not us. Trust and pass it again. Let's go get it. Come on. Every game we have given up runs in the first inning, so no one gets down early. Remember that. Let's go.
I'd also like to remind all of our great spectators along the right field and left field line,
Give me the 30. Go sit down.
please stay out of play. Thank you all.
We're hitting. Let's go first. Hey, let's go get some. Let's go get some.
Come on, let's go. Up
Greco's
into
at
one.
first, Dennis is at third, Frankie's at shortstop, Tino's catching, Danny's at second, Zink's at short center, Tony's at left, Ronnie's extra hitting, Billy Nick's at center, Keith's at right, Patty's pitching. 1, 2, 3.
Let's go.
And the Park District Commissioners, we'd like to thank Larry Buckley and his crew team for such a wonderful job on the field this weekend.
Stop complaining already.
Without that.
Let's see that, Jeff. Let's see.
Heavy or light?
Mike Tallow, can please come to the scorekeeper's booth. Mike Tallow,
Nobody running an umpire. It's one of those old 80 balls.
our first three batters, Greco.
They told me like
Dennis Gardner,
probably this morning.
Frank Mastari.
This morning they said they were going to use it for the championship. 240 though. Yeah, okay. What do you hit? 245? 246.
How they changed the ball.
220, 220.
You're in front of me.
Yeah, this kid's going away from him.
Watch both lines on me. You and Tony are ahead of me in that.
What's different about the ball, Greg? It's one of those restricted. It gets soft real quick. Yeah. Different coating too. Why don't they use the same ball? We've been using good balls all day. But at least have the last bat, so they're out in the field. Why'd they change the ball now, Johnny?
Well, Novak found that ball, and it's about 5 years old. He said, why don't you use this one? It's a nostalgia ball. He says, Dave, that ball's, they don't even make that ball no more. Yeah, once they started throwing around, they said, John, we change it? Both teams look at it, we don't want it, so we'll change it. And that ball's not good.
The first baseman, Mike Greco. Come on, Greco!
95.9 FM.
How come Greco leads off?
First pitch is, he hits.
Really?
He hits from. First pitch is a ball by home plate umpire Rusty Carlson. There's that strike one. 1-1. We'll have some fun here tonight, folks. Better than watching the White Sox, I'll tell you that right now. There's a swing and a ground ball. Marty Dozen eats it up over to Chibi. One up, one down for the Rockers.
Take Michael up here.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, what about the kid center? Anything?
All right, Dennis Gardner up.
The third baseman, sorry on that. 1-0.
Batting second for the Rockers. Third baseman, Dennis Gardner. Dennis has had a couple of key hits in the tournament. One up, one out. Top of the first here at Forest Park. Here's the pitch to Gardner. In there for a strike. Gardner, a gap hitter.
Where's he from, Tim?
Dennis is from the Western Suburbs. There's a ground ball to short. Steve Filkin eats it up to Chibi. 2 up, 2 down.
Nice play.
You're not going to get nothing by Steve Filkin, Bill King.
No, no way.
Nothing.
Stout.
Come on, Frankie!
Somebody's shining a red light.
You know what? It might be.
Well, it's a little kid out there.
So, a runner for the Rockers. 2 outs. Bring up the catcher, Gino Murillo.
Walked him.
Come on, Frankie!
Or the Euclid Beverage come back with 7 after 2 outs.
Gino Murillo.
Nothing.
Gino Murillo.
Dan Sullivan contact. 2 out.
We're in the final game with the Rizzo Rockers and the Police Cup. Line drive up the middle. Base hit. Here comes the Murillo.
Frank's on first via a walk. Right over Carl's head. And Frank is going to go in. He's safe.
Yellow work on first.
Gino
That'll
popped
bring
that
up the
double
short center, Greg Ziegler.
and drove
Greg
Frank
Ziegler's been
from first all the way
main
home.
man the whole weekend, Bill. Every time he needed a big hit, Ziegler comes through.
I know. I watched him the last game against Lettuce.
There's a ground ball
That's
short,
it.
may get through.
It's in there.
That's a hit. Here comes Giallo at the third. He might send him. Mikulowski up. They hold him at third.
Gino, come to me. You got picture, Gino. You're good. Give me another one. Give me another one. Give me another. You're good.
Right.
Third for the Rockers. 3 runs in the top of the first here at Forest Park.
Go hard, Gino. Go hard.
Foul ball.
3 innings, I'm going to bring in the Kahuna, the main man, the Hall of Fame.
Let's go!
Come to me. Come to me. Come to me.
Right through by Carl. A run's coming in. That's 2. So the Rockers jump off to a 2-0 lead here.
The short center, Fred
I have a feeling we're going to need a lot more.
They started it all 30 years ago, and it was unbelievable. Everybody's coming up to me this week and saying, "Dave, why is this the last one? You know, you guys run such a good show." All you got to do is look around and see the 2,000 people there every night. You know, forget about it. We're not stopping. We're going to keep going. 31s next year.
Leading off the bottom of the first for Pugliese Tigers will be the left fielder, Jimmy McCarthy. And Dave, I know you want to thank the people in charge of food, Commissioner Greg Kolinek.
Right now, Tony. Come on, Tony.
Got a runner at first and third.
Dave, and a lot of runs scored this weekend. A lot of close games, Dave.
Oh,
A lot of one-run games, a lot of extra inning games.
Right. It started out on Saturday morning. The 8 o'clock game was 9 innings. The other 8 o'clock game was 8 innings. It put us back an hour. But today, the weather's been great. The main thing is a year ago today, when we were sitting in this booth, and the light show, of all light shows, erupted here in Forest Park, and we had to cancel. Beautiful weather, beautiful fans, and it is not only the players, but it's the fans that make this tournament.
Here's Jeff Berger, the third baseman for Pugliese Carthage.
Come on, Russ! Hey, Ronnie, right now, Ronnie!
Ball.
Come on now.
Corn fed, and the guy looked back and said, don't you guys have corn in Illinois? Here's John Wolnick. He might hit the diamond number 2 concession stand.
1-1. Couldn't handle it.
He's out! He's out of
Bases are actually 2 on base. That run scored. That ball was hit hard.
That's center fielder, Bill. Take it away. He's down on second.
Ronnie's at first. Tony's at second. The man on third scored. Billy Nicholas, base hit. He's going to bring a run in here.
Come on.
Strike.
Get ready. Get ready. Come on.
A good idea, hit the post.
Hey, Billy!
Come on, get off. Another one. Get through.
Sitting in his booth, and the light show.
Got the third out.
We had to cancel. Beautiful weather, beautiful fans, and it is not only the players, but it's the fans that make this tournament.
Here's Jeff Berger, the third baseman for Pugliese Carthage. Junior McCarthy with a leadoff double. And
Scores. JR, strike 1. Ball. They hit him right on the hip. He's in second.
Wiggle with a 4 spot in the top of the first. That's got to be illegal, and he still swung. And there's a line drive base hit. There comes McCarthy, will score easily, and Pugliese Carthage is on the board.
John, you're standing right here. What the hell are you going to do? What are you going to do the whole game? Huh? What are you going to do the whole game, John? What's wrong, though? Change your... What do you mean it's not wrong, John? Who writes the book? The book's not wrong, John.
Frank,
You're right there. It should be your call.
Frank, what do you say? Frank, I answered your question. John, it's over. John. Frank, what do you say now? Let's go. Come on. Get it out. He don't mean nothing. We get it out. He don't mean nothing. Come on, baby.
The runner's at second.
Come on, Patty. Nobody. Hey, here we go. Hey. Coming up. Patty, go to work, Patty. Every pitch.
The base hit to center. A run scores. First run for Pugliese.
Base hit off the bat of Jeff Berger.
I know you have a lot of people coming up here, Tim. 2 things also in Forest Park that, we said this a long time ago. 2 things you'll never see. One, you'll never see clubs here. And you'll never see us charge admissions for the fans. Because without the fans keeping the 16-inch softball sport alive, they'd be dead. And we need the fans to keep coming out.
There's a ground ball by Silkins. What a play by Jelowitz! And he's awesome! That's why we have no glove save, Novak. Jelowitz made a play like that the last game, went into the hole, got him at first. That's why we don't want the glove. That was beautiful. Big-time major play by Danny Jelowitz, forcing out Berger at second base.
Right.
At home, though. They were a nice bunch of guys, big guys.
Yes, sir.
Corn-fed.
1-1.
Big boy.
You know, they were heckling them about the corn-fed, and the guy looked at him. Didn't you guys have corn in Illinois? Here's John O'Walnut. He might hit the diamond number 2 concession championship. He's got the longest ball I ever hit, Johnny O'Connor. Left center field. He just went into the black. See the black out there in the sky? It just disappeared one day, Jake. Into the black.
I remember being on your show last week, and you said, yeah.
He's out.
From first to third, Masari with a P to Dennis Gardner to nail him for the double play.
Unbelievable.
Man, was that straight softball.
Did you have the steamer sit in here now?
Absolutely.
Okay, Kevin, you know, it's been great. I appreciate all you've done for 16 and softball, too. Keeping it alive. Keep getting the kids involved. You know, my sons play here in Forest Park. They're all 21, 22 years old. And the next team above them, other guys are 31, 33. What happened to those 10 years? Where were those kids for those 10 years? We got to get the kids back. We got to get the sports back into the schools. And we got to get them back onto the fields and off the streets.
Speaking of that, you know, Richards and your son, they're going to be in our tournament next week. They're going to play our high school championship.
How about it one time? How about it, gentlemen? How about it?
So it'll be great. Dave, thanks so much for all your help.
All right, Jim.
And I'm grateful for having me here. There's Steve Stout leading off the bottom of the second. And grounder to easy out, and there's one down. We're going to bring in Willie Simpson here. Folks, if we could ask if you keep the talk down, need to keep
Mike Greco.
Hey, Willie, come on over here. 1 up, 1 down for the Rockers. In the top of the second, it's 4-1 here, Rizza. And probably the best double play you'll ever see. We want to bring in the steamer, Willie Simpson, the Hall of Famer. Good to see you, Will.
Hi, Teddy. Pleasure being here.
Well, here's the least likely guy to get a hit past the pool. He comes up with a single up the middle for Lane Neiman.
Got to hold it on second.
And
Mike's on first.
1 out, 1 on for the Rockets. That'll bring up the top of the order with Mike Greco. How about that double play, Willie? It's been around 50 years. You got a beauty?
Oh, yes, it was. Nice play. Great play. Great play.
1.
Here's Mike Greco grounded out to lead off the game. There's a fly ball deep left field line, out of play.
Looks like Dave Sears going to lead it off.
Is it possible for me to say right now, thank you, Billy King.
Sign him up.
You guys have been tremendous for softball. Thank you, Billy.
There's Dennis Gardner, first and second, 1 out for the Rockers.
One time, Rockers, one time.
Nobody on base.
Come on, Petty.
The funny part about it is they want to play. They want to come out and play.
I'll play. Catch it.
They want to come over here and
They
play.
probably just good play.
No, I'm sure they can't.
Thanks, George. They probably got George Bush as our spotter down on the field. And we're going into the bottom of the second here.
Looks like 2 and 2 here.
Forest Park. Leading off will be the extra hitter, Dave Singer.
There's a hit.
Dave, one of the leading hitters in the tournament this weekend. And
Dave is on for a single.
In my own opinion, you know, this is the greatest tournament God ever created. So this is...
Brody, say what you feel. Say what you really mean, Will.
I'm telling you, this is the World Series of softball tournament. Maybe they don't believe what you just said.
Oh, I think they do.
Nah, I don't
I think they do. Here's Eddie Cheeby, the first baseman. Here's Muddy goes with a fly ball down the left field line. Could be trouble. Just stop.
the purpose of this tournament in the past years that we played. You see the signs out there that says 240 at the flag poles or the light poles. They used to have streamers that used to go across there all the way from left field all the way to the right field corner.
Mm-hmm.
And our guys used to hit them over that.
Over the streamer.
Oh, yes. There's the difference. Mm-hmm.
Chibi on first. 4-1 Rockers. Bottom of the second here, live from Forest Park.
Come on, guys. Nothing. Let it go. Yeah,
There's another ball on the
We had a play. And I'm going to tell you what, this kid is phenomenal. You know, people. There might be a lot of people in this country that may not like him, but I'm going to tell you something. This kid is phenomenal. Or he always was. From the time he was 17 till today. He just loves how to play this game.
Certainly on many All-American teams.
Oh,
and
without a
national
doubt.
championships.
Yes,
Without a
play
doubt.
with the whip, play with the cat.
Yeah. You betcha. 2 strikes on Timmy.
And if it's foul, he's out.
1 out. In the bottom of the second. As a grounder to second, you're going to have to get 1 here, which he does. Smart play. Runners advance to second and third on the ground out. And 2 down.
Second. Got him.
Here's Al Michalowski, the other guy still in the
Advance to third and second. 4-1.
Now batting, the right fielder, Al Michalowski.
And a base hit here could trim the lead to 1. What a... Oh! Good look. It's got up the middle.
Runner at third and second here.
7,000 $448-6807. Quality color graphics. John Aaron is the Tugs man. 847-981-9910. Nice chauffeur limousine. Sal Malazzo to bat.
Pull that baby in nice. Got a grip on that ball.
Waste management, Richie Hennessy, 708-952-3826. Player manager terrorizes in front of 16-inch softball. For all your waste removal and recycling needs, call Richie Hennessy at 708-952-3826. Thank you, George. Leading off the top of the third for the River Rockers is shortstop Frankie Starry.
Willie Simpson's on the radio.
Starry flies out to center for the first out in the inning.
Timmy, may I say something about you, please?
He went straight away, but right at him.
I want to thank you very much for all the stuff. You and Dave Novak. I want to, especially Dave Novak and you, I want to thank you very much for all the stuff you guys are doing for this 16-inch game. Without you two guys, this game possibly would die. You know, it's a shame. It really is. It's a shame, and I just want to bring that up.
Thanks, pal. Here's Gino Murillo, the catcher. Ground ball shot, left field, base hit. Gino shoots for 2. So a man aboard for the Rockers here in the top of the third. And that'll bring up the second baseman, Danny Jellowitz.
Now batting, the second baseman, Dan Jellowitz. Strike signal on that. 1 out.
Take strike 1.
1 on, 1 out. Top of the third here, live from Forest Park. Tim Maher, Willie Simpson in the booth.
Runner at first.
And we're here with you.
That was a strike. That was a strike.
Well, sit down.
Yeah, it was a strike.
Inside, baby.
I'm watching it, so it's a strike.
Also want to thank my good buddy Andy from Burke's Beverage, supplying all the ice cold Miller beer out here. And Howie Fagan at Hawthorne Race Course for his sponsorship and his support. Don't forget September 19th, the softball day of the races.
Gino.
Live sponsored by the Supremes. And me and Willie Simpson on stage dancing with it. How you like that?
Yeah.
That's worth a ticket.
Love it.
There's another ball out of play.
Listen, I'm glad you said that. How about Howie Fagan?
Greg Ziegler batting. Greg Ziegler.
There's a shot. No one's going to get that. That's a gapper. In right center field. Here comes Murillo. Here comes Shalowitz.
He laces the ball in the gap. Nobody there.
And he does it again. Greg Ziegler with a 3-run gap home run to put the River Rockers on top 7-1. And Willie Simpson, if the Rockers go on to win this, there's the MVP without a question.
That makes it 7-1.
I don't know. I didn't see the whole tournament, but I'll tell you what.
Well, I
he hit that
have.
ball pretty good.
He's beaten 3 teams by himself.
He hit that one good.
Oh, he smoked it. A 3-run homer by Ziegler, who was already leading the team in homers and RBIs. And it's Rockers 7, Pugliese 1. Again, we're just in the top of the third. And again, Willie, Pugliese could put 8 on you in a second.
Yes, they can. They could do that.
Here's the left fielder, Tony Persinski. Had a single back in the first inning.
Pugliese looks a little dead for some reason. Why? I have no idea. They're playing the championship game. They should be a little
Jeff,
tough.
could you please page Angelo Alicia when you get a chance?
Oh, is he here?
Yeah, Angelo's here.
Angelo.
Stayed in for miles.
God bless you, Angelo. Where are you? Get your fanny up there.
Here's Paczynski. 7-1 Rockers. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Easy out. 2 down. In the top of the third.
All right. The extra hitter, Ron Leachy. Still Nicholas on deck.
Is there a Hall of Fame meeting sometime like August?
I think Al said
15th
August
or-
15th,
Okay.
Saturday morning.
All right.
I think.
Saturday morning,
I
August
think it's a Saturday morning, yeah. Here's Ronnie Leachy, the extra hitter. Between innings, we'll go over that list you have.
Okay.
Fax them in. It's your privilege to vote. And we get some people, you brought up Mike Marino that's not on this list, Willie. There's a name that some people may have forgotten. Here's a ground ball to first. Keeby to Bischoff to end the inning. But in the inning, a big 3-run homer by Greg Ziegler. And that makes the score Rockers 7 and Pugliese 1. And again, we're going over this list. We have different years in the list.
The Pugliese 7-1.
Let me tell you something. This guy was phenomenal. He was unbelievable.
Here's bottom of the third for Pugliese. The pitcher, Dave Bischoff, leads things off. There's a little dump, as they say in the game, to perfection.
Great hit.
Little duck snort, but very effective.
Yes, it was. Zeman won quite a few championships. There's Stretch Lee hit quite a few homers. Rick Monday, he was a good player for the Flamingos.
My buddy Brian Panik from the Aces and the Touch. We've got Pat Caputo, grounder to first from McCarthy, and that's 2 outs.
You're correct, Brian Panik. He's another good player. I was going to tell you. Now, everybody knows about Jack Kelly. You know what Jack Kelly used to do. Jack Kelly used to hit a lot of homers.
Yeah.
No question
Second.
about it.
2 out.
One and second, 2 outs for
Jeff Berger batting.
The third baseman, Jeff Berger up.
Who's the captain of the team?
Out in the third here at Fort Park. Tim Maher, Willie Simpson in the booth here on a beautiful night for softball. This is Chicago's game. 16-inch, no glove at its finest. There's a ground ball to third. Gardner eats it up. Over to first. Could end the inning. And Gardner pulled off the bag.
That was a big play.
No runs on 1 hit, and we've gone through 3 completes. River Rock is 7. Complete started 1.
All right, who's batting?
First base.
Joining us in a minute, our good buddy from Iowa, Angelo Alicia from the Graphic Edge. One of the great players in Chicago softball. My buddy George Bliss will join us. Next inning, George, are coming up right after Angelo. Willie, we want to thank you for coming in. Always a pleasure.
Jimmy,
You're a Hall of Famer.
I tell you this a long time. Let me tell you something. Thank you very much. Anytime you need me, I'm here for you.
I know that, kid.
Remember that, pal.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay?
I'm going to keep this from you here, all right?
So you can have it.
All right, let's bring in Angelo Alicia. Thanks.
Angelo, God bless you.
Come on in there, Ann. Put the headsets on, buddy. Leading off the top of the 4th here for the River Rockets will be Keith Stout, Pat Caputo, and Mike Grego. And welcome home, kid.
Hello, Tim. Good to be here.
Good to see you, buddy. Angelo from Graphic Edge. Come in with Johnny Ragland and a bunch of great guys. Left the gloves at home to play Chicago's game, and we appreciate you coming in, Ian.
We certainly enjoyed ourselves. You know, we struggled a little bit, but I think the guys had fun, and they see what it's really all about.
Yeah. Well, of course, you're going to be our host in a few weeks out in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, for the major nationals out there. Here, and we hope we showed you guys good hospitality this weekend. Your guys are a bunch of class acts.
Well, we appreciate it, and we had a couple of lulls in our schedule, and
look at this. That is Caputo with the base hit. He bounces over his head. This is the first triple Patty Caputo. He made 4. But no, don't hold it. He's hanging out. It's touching the ground. That's got to be the first triple in the history of Pat Caputo's life, and he's 55 years old.
I've played against him for quite a long time. I never saw him pass second.
Man, get out the oxygen tent for Patty Caputo. He's standing on third with 1 out, and man, is that a break for Lane Neiman?
That is something.
Wow.
They're going to be very tough to come back on a good defensive team.
Of course, Angelo is a frequent guest of the softball report on Sunday, giving us a call and letting us know what's going on in Iowa. And we're grateful to him for that. There's a grounder. I guess a smart play. Get the run in. Grounder to second. Easily scores Caputo. So there's 2 outs for the run in for the Rockers. And Ange, as you've seen in all these one-run games and all these close games, how the simple play, basic play, still kills some of these guys.
Dennis is batting.
Tournament with out there, that's like
give us a couple of different teams that are their powerhouse, and I will include bringing George Blitz here.
It's a 3-team deal out there. It's Grand Slam, ourselves, and Walker's Garage.
All right, Dennis is batting with
Grand Slam, we are 5-6 against them this year, but they've beaten us 4 times in Cedar Rapids on the short fences, and in Marshalltown, where the fences are a little longer, that's where we get them pretty good.
Right.
But those are the 3 teams, and that's it. You know, I can't lie about it.
Short fences, that'll be at this year's Nationals at the new Cedar Rapids?
Well, absolutely. No. He's going to put up fences about 275 is what the rumor is.
Well, that's going to help, yeah.
So evidently he doesn't have a lot of knowledge.
There's Keith Wilkins in the hole, and Massari. Great shortstop against great shortstop, and he rings him up. A lot of people will say Keith Wilkins is the best player in the game, man. You've been around a long time. If he's not, he's second, probably.
You know, we're talking... And we were saying that he should only play with 1 arm, just to make it even.
We're going to stay with Angelo Alicia here at the end of the inning and bring in my good buddy from the softball hotline, George Bliss. And you ought to get that hotline to all the guys in Iowa. They can call it because George is on it every day updating what's going on in Chicago. And we've had you on and you guys coming in. And
yeah, we like to keep you abreast of what's going on out there, especially with the Nationals being out there for the next 2 years. So
we don't like that in Chicago. And
well, and you know where I come from, and,
right.
and I don't like that either. I just assume having him on Prospect every year, and I think our team would too. You know,
I mean, I love Iowa and I love you, but not 2 years in a row.
Right.
I don't see that.
You're right. It isn't right. I don't think any national should be played on a place that has census 250.
No. I agree. 1 up, 1 out here. Top of the fourth for the River Rockers. It's a ground ball to third. Gardner bobbles it, picks it up, and called him safe. Dropped the ball. Wolnick hustling down the line, knocked the ball out of the hands of Greco.
Ball.
So there's 1 on for Dave Singer, and this guy hits a ton.
So we have our big state tournament coming up this weekend, and they put a lot of stock into that tournament as one of their biggest tournaments of the year.
Yeah.
And the top 8 teams from that tournament qualify for national.
Eddie Cheevy batting.
Only 1 out.
Good hitter. They got runners on.
That's Forest Park. And we will stay with you if there's an if game. We'll stay with you for all the post-game comments and MVPs and captains will come up here on the booth. We're going to have some fun. And you can call the George Bush softball hotline for all your results at 630-620-5214. And this is WKKD 95.9 FM, home of the Chicago Softball Report, every Sunday night at 9 o'clock. Tim Maher, Lane Neiman. But Lane's a little busy right now.
Heck of a night for softball, isn't it?
The best. Here's Dozen with a chance to cut the lead here. It's 8-2 Rockers, again in the bottom of the fourth. There's Marty Dozen with a little chop. He's got to hustle to get there. Nice play by Mastari to retire the side, but in the inning, 1 run. At the end of 4, it's River Rockers 8, plus Beach Carter 2. Angelo Alicia, all the best, my friend.
I appreciate it.
Great luck. We'll see you back at the Hall of Fame tournament in August.
We will see you in a couple weeks.
All right,
and, thanks for having me on, and this was just a pleasure to see everybody again.
Thank you, Ann.
We'll see you in a couple weeks.
All right.
Frank. Got him.
All right, we're moving into the top of the 5th here for the River Rockers. It's going to be 3, 4, and 5. Frank Mastari, Gino Murillo, and Danny Jalowick. You got it on the wrong way, George. It's backwards. Take it off and put it there. You go. I know you're a Tilden Tech graduate.
I'm from Tilden Tech.
Joining me now, my good buddy George Bliss from the softball hotline. And George, Billy King was up here earlier mentioning there's not a whole lot of media in softball, and me and you were it, I think.
Well, heck, we got the best partners right here, the big guy, and you were in the Hall of Fame last year. It was a lot of fun introducing you, Tim. It really was an honor.
It was an honor for me, George.
Did you see that play that Mastari made on Silkins? Right now, that's the defensive play of this tournament.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Really.
Bombs to
And
center
Danny
field.
Jalowick going into the hole.
Fabulous.
Just like I say, we don't need gloves in this game.
And it looks like Frankie's going to lead off here, Timmy.
Leading off the top of the 5th for the River Rockers will be the shortstop, Frank Mastari. Frankie walked and flew out and scored a run here in the top of the 5th. 8-2 River Rockers. Tim Maher, George Bliss, live from Forest Park. And there's Mastari with a ball that hit down the right field line out of play.
You know, I knew over the winter when Lane called me and said, I got Frank Mastari. Now, Frank Mastari last year, of course, was with the Splinters team, which beat Lettuce 14-2, and actually a slaughter roll. I said, you sure you got Frank? He goes, I got him. And sure enough, he has Frank. He's made all the difference with the Rockers this year. They're doing the fundamentally sound things, Tim. He's a great defensive shortstop.
Oh, one of the best. No doubt about it. Here's Bischoff with the pitch, Mastari. Ground ball to Chibi. That'll be easy. 1 up, 1 down in the 5th for Lane Neiman's Rockers. That'll bring up the catcher.
Played back for him deep in the infield, and he still went over their head.
Gino's on fire. He is 2 for 2, a double and a single, and 2 runs scored. And this guy's a monster. Like you say, he's a...
Danny had a big hit last inning.
He is. He lifts weights all the time. I saw him pick up a Studebaker once in Cicero. And you know what? I feel great for Gino because, as you know, he was from the Gamblers team. And he told me before the game that this one was for his old friend, Oscar's brother, Chewy, who passed away a few years ago.
And Gino stays perfect with a line drive single to center. He's 3 for 3, a man on, a man out for the Rockers. don't forget, September 19th is the Softball Hall of Fame day at the races.
I can't see the guys.
Jeff, if you could, Steve Kurka, if you could page him the next inning. Steve Kurka, Kurka. We're trying to get my buddy.
Oh, my
Steve.
golf buddy, Steve.
Oh,
I hope he's in the audience.
Well, he had a 10-tail this weekend. I don't know if he's here, but if he's probably beat. I drove by there. He struck him out.
Struck out, Timmy. Danny Jalowick thought he got a base on balls there, and Dave Bischoff just hit the corner of the plate. He's going to argue now with Rusty.
He crushed the ball last time.
That was a big argument.
You have a great perspective here, Tim, because you're right on the line.
I see it hit the line.
Wow. In the no-glove Nationals.
Woo. They are screaming. Wow. Now, there's all kinds of pink shirts or publicity being crazy, but they're discussing the call right now.
Oh, boy. It's going to be a big argument here.
We got to find out what the call is. Ziegler's standing on third. Murillo's in. We'll ask Rusty Carlson what the call is. Dave Singer, you know what the call is? It was fair?
Yeah, they're still arguing here with...
Rusty, fair ball? What's the call? Okay. So fair ball, ground rule double. So they're going to bring Murillo back to third?
A little confusion here, Tim. But what the hell? We're listening to softball here.
Now Lane's going to go nuts.
Yeah.
Lane's back at third, so no run. Ground rule double, they call it. Lane will be on third, Ziegler on second. So that hurts.
Wow, Tim, incredible here on WKKD 95.9 FM at the bottom half of the hour. And I wouldn't want to be an umpire. Would you, Tim?
Not for all the money in the world.
No, it's a tough. We have four of them out here. Some of the best. Mitchell, of course, and Sal Vasta and Tellis here, and of course Rusty Carlson behind home plate. And we're going to continue here in the game.
2 outs, second and third. Tony Perchinsky. Oh, just be a big hit after that ground rule double. Kind of like the Cubs with Sammy Sosa the other day, saving a victory.
They may have got on the side after 111 years. My God. And people want to see home runs and they want to see action, and you see it always in 60-inch softball, especially with no gloves. Nothing against you 12-inch players, but this is the game of choice here in this town.
Here's Perchinsky. Neiman on third, Ziegler on second. It's 8-2, top of the fifth. 2 outs here at Forest Park. There's Perchinsky with a shot. That could be a gapper. That is.
It is.
Here comes Neiman. Here comes Ziegler. They're going to wave around Perchinsky. This could be a 3-run homer. It is, and the Rockers are up 11-2.
Monster ball, Tony Perchinsky, who I met in 1991.
He couldn't get the ball.
Known for defense, but tonight he hits one about 285 feet to me. The left center out there in the crowd, and the Rockers are way up here. 11-2 in the fifth inning.
3-run homer with 2 outs. That is huge for the Rizzo Rockers. It is now 11-2 in the top of the fifth. Nobody on, 2 outs, and the extra hitter is one.
They call it the silencer in basketball. That ball was bombed to left center. And I'll tell you right now, Puglisi is pretty quiet on the benches. Dave Singer goes out to talk to Dave Bischoff, who for many years played for the Whips team. Going to try to calm him down, but what can you do, Tim? It's 11-2, but as you know, you've been around it longer than I have. Anything in Chicago with no gloves can happen.
He's not known for a long ball.
Not at all.
So that was very surprising and a big hit for Lane Neiman.
Oh, God, yes.
Okay, 3 runs in here in the top of the fifth. It's 11-2 Rockers. And Ronnie Michi, the extra hitter, is up. And Puglisi says 3 more at-bats, but they got a lot of work to do. Here's Michi with a grounder to third. Berger, trouble with it, bobbles it. He will reach first.
And you can see a little touch of frustration. Not that Puglisi is giving up by any chance, but Jeff a little angry right now at some of the calls. And I didn't attack it as Jeff Berger can. He's a great player, but it's a long way to go. It happens a lot of times to turn around.
Here's Billy Nicholas, center fielder. Michi on first. Want to say to my good buddy, hello, Danny Stramalia, now with Pepsi.
Oh, the greatest
man.
man.
I miss him.
I love his
Arizona
family.
FC. We want to welcome, I got a new listener, George, Joshua James Stramalia. Danny just had the third outfielder, and he's got Nate, Luke, and Josh. So that's
3 boys.
Say hi to Gina Somalia and Nate and Luke. Your Uncle Timmy loves you, and they just had a baby boy. I visited him, 2 days old, Joshua James Somalia. All the best to Danny and his great family. And he was out here the other day with him. Always good to see him. And also my good buddy, the monster, Hank Schultz, Johnny Schultz from Sunkiss. Of course, the man for our high school classic, and one of the best softball players in the game. And Hank Schultz has been Tim Maher's friend from day one. He continues to help wherever he can.
When I met Mr. Stromogli last year, I knew this was 100% class. Stromogs, we love you. I mean, I hope you're listening tonight. I'm sure you are.
Right. Bottom of the fifth here.
And here's Billy Nick with a fly ball to right field. Can of Iowa corn, and that retires the side, but in, like Ernie Banks would say, but in the innings. 3 runs, big runs for the Rockers. We'll go to the bottom of the fifth with Rizzo Rockers 11 and Pugliese Cartage 2. We want to mention again. We mentioned our great sponsors: Van Pat Printing, Golf Enterprise.
The runner advanced. 1 out.
Dave Bischoff.
Dave Bischoff.
Isn't this awesome? Great crowd. We'll be here live if we don't have a second game. We'll be here with the MVP, with the.
I'll run down and get him for it.
With the winning manager, absolutely. We'll stay on here as long as we need.
Timmy, this started.
Blab away.
Right, sorry, Timmy. This started Friday night at about 6:30 for the Rockers with a team called Man from Uncle.
Right.
Then they beat Fat Sam's right after that. And of course, Lettuce.
The Man from Uncle had them to their credit. You know,
They
Peter
did.
Raines, Mark Wilson, Danny Cerniak. Greg Ziegler hit a bases clearing triple and a 2-run homer.
Wow.
To win that ball game from the Men from Uncle. There's a leadoff single in the bottom of the fifth for Timmy Yusachevsky, the center fielder.
Tim, the story on Eustace is Meone hurt his hand today warming up or whatever. Here's a young kid with tons of pressure on him, taking the shoes of Frankie Meone, but he's done quite well so far. Al Schoolboy Michalowski in the box.
Man on first with a leadoff single for Pugliese. They need...
What happened?
No. In Blue Island, and playoff starts Tuesday night in Blue Island.
The brother of Tommy Nepety, etc., from the Pellegrino team. You know what? Earlier this year, Lettuce ripped off 32 in a row, Tim, and they lost 2 in a row here at Forest Park. So, that no Glove Nationals is a pressure situation, so you never know.
Oh, you bet. Man on second here. 2 outs. In the bottom of the fifth, 11-2 Rockers.
Billy Knapp.
Actually, I see Billy Knapp stepping in the on-deck circle. Billy Knapp, who played also for the Gamblers and some great teams.
Leading off the top of the sixth, pitch hitting for Keith Stout, as George mentioned, will be Billy Knapp, and Dougie Leiter is going to bat for Caputo, and I'm sure both guys will go back in on a re-entry. But don't forget the golf outing.
Nice hit, nice double.
Soft double for Billy Knapp, and that'll bring up Dougie Leiter, who's going to bat for Patty Caputo.
Dougie Leiter, they brought him from the 12-inch sign. Tim, I asked him earlier, I said, Doug, quite frankly, tell me, what do you like? He goes, George, 16-inch. This is fun. This is action. So at least we got a convert here tonight, Tim. Dougie Leiter.
George, I'm going to make a phone call and make sure we're sounding all right. You do this.
Oh, we're sounding great. I'll be glad to hear George Bliss live with Tim Maher on WKKD 95.9 FM as the Rockers, Rizzo Rockers, under the managerial head of Lane Neiman is ahead here, 11-2. A key play. I mean, a key play in the first inning as Keith Wilkins tried to advance from first to third on a long fly out by John Wolnick, and he was gunned down. Wilkins was, and that just set the tone here before the game tonight. There's a line drive down the first base line over the outstretched hands of Eddie Chibi, and in comes Billy Knapp as Dougie Leiter comes in for a pinch hit.
12-2, top of the sixth inning.
Last chance qualifiers this Friday, Saturday in Berwyn. My good buddy Tony Martinucci and Jack Hoffenkamp from Kickoff will have Nicole Miller out there, and there are openings available. Call me at 773-925-7306. I know Tommy Garnick just got in with the shooters team.
Right.
We got a couple of high school teams in. We got this year's tournament Oak Forest champions. And last year, St. Joe's.
Right, from Westchester.
So I'm gonna match them two together. They're gonna play each other.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, Danny Richards and Dave Novak's son, and it'll be a great time. Billy Judge is coming in from Oak Forest. He's got his guys ready. There's Greco. Top six are 12-2. Where's the Rockers? One in, one on, nobody out. There's a fly ball deep. That'll move the runner. It's deep. One out. And
Dougie Leiter up for second.
The second. So there's a run out there for Dennis Gardner. Dennis 0 for 3 tonight. Unlike Denny. Great tournament. One of the better third basemen in softball.
Didn't come to the Rockers, which he of course did. He would be their shortstop. And you know, Tim, he's as good as anybody. This young star can do a lot, and he has a brother too that's quite a great player.
Billy Gardner plays for my favorite team, the Lemonheads.
Oh, you're kidding?
You betcha.
You got the trivia, buddy.
Mike Grass, Richie Sinatra, the best looking women in all of softball.
I want to be there.
There's a gapper by Gardner. There he breaks that.
There's a pitch, Timmy.
Here comes Leiter will score, and Gardner will stand in with a stand-up double, and it's 13-2 Rockers.
So that's 11-run difference, Timmy. Is it 12?
Lemonheads are coming to the golf outing. You know, I mentioned somebody got my good buddy. The Lemonheads will be there.
All right.
Danny Walsh got a foursome. I'll thank him. Johnny Marlaro, my pal from the Bulldogs, is coming. Steve Rocky, my main man from Roadkill, with Brian Wojcik. They're coming in. Tommy O'Neill from the ASA's got a foursome. Richie Hennessy from the Terrorizers are coming with Jay Becker and their foursome.
Yeah.
Great time's going to be had by all. So we got openings. Call me. It's Sunday the 16th. There's Mastari with a shot and a base hit. And another run.
I believe that would be the 14th run.
Got my best girl, Ryan Kathleen, made me some brownies, I think, so I'm going to be going home.
Can I borrow one?
For a nice cold glass of milk, you know?
I'm going to follow you.
No, George, yeah, come on.
Say this station, WKKD, what great people out of Aurora, Naperville. What a fine station, Tim. Love listening to the solid gold stuff all day at home.
Half of the sixth inning.
I want to thank Kevin O'Connor from WKKD for helping me out here.
Thanks, Kevin.
Here's Danny Jalowick with first and third here. Still only one out for Rizza in the top of the sixth.
Three and one.
Well, Dave Singer's doing an adequate job here, Tim, so far. Putting the ball in good spots and pretty fine pitcher.
Oh, Dave can pitch and Dave can hit. He's just not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Right.
But, the guy can hit.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, off the field, as they say, he's a hell of a nice guy, and on the field, he loves to win. Nothing wrong with that, Tim. That's for sure. Boy, nice crowd tonight, Tim. I don't know what you would estimate it after. It's in the thousands. And
oh, yeah.
The field is just beautiful and great weather all summer.
Couldn't ask for any better weather.
Thanks, God, because last year you rained on us.
Yes. 14-2. Top of six here. There's a shot to left field. Junior McCarthy there. Mastari tagged, and that'll be the second out. First and third, 2 outs now. 14-2, and that'll bring up in my opinion, hands down the MVP of the tournament, Greg Ziegler. He's 3 for 3 with including a 3-run homer, and just has been the man for Lane Neiman. Every big hit Greg Ziegler got.
You know, years ago when I followed high school ball, he was a pitcher from, I believe, Morton West, or he could throw, Tim, and he was in the minor league systems. And it shows. He's got training.
Look at this guy.
Wow.
4 for 4 Ziegler. Another RBI. Woo! I mean, this guy is just on fire.
Smashed it, Tim. Right over the outstretched hands of Davey Singh. I mean, he hit that like a bullet.
He's making the job of these great commissioners very easy. They're picking the MVP. This guy is just smoking. He's on fire. That'll bring up
Tony. Yeah.
Tony Portinsky, who kind of, iced it with his 3-run homer last inning. Again, it's 15-2, top of the 6th, Rockers. And I'll save my kudos for Lane Neiman until the game's over. I don't want to jig nobody.
No, don't want to jig.
My partner, and I couldn't be more happier for a greater guy in softball than to win this Forest Park No Glove Nationals. Lane has been at this game. He started and got beat up.
Oh,
he
yeah.
took his lump. He got a sponsor. He moved up the ladder. He played in everything. And there's a line shot by Portinsky. There's another run in. Ziegler to third. And finished.
And, man, they couldn't have a better team representing them, Tim. And Lane, what you
said
said is exactly right. He's come up from the neighborhood to the big time and wasn't afraid and never ducked.
Never.
That's one thing about Lane, I'll say.
Never ducked. And there are some people that duck out there now.
Oh, yeah, a lot of guys are afraid to move up to the big time. There's no doubt about that. It's not that easy up there. And you're going to get your ass beat a little bit now and then.
Right.
But eventually you get better, and that's what Lane has done.
There's Michi. Foul ball down the right field line. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th from Forest Park.
You know, Ronnie Michi just could have easily been starting in defense. Just third, even short center. But Lane decided to go with DH tonight.
George, that goes to show you.
Yeah.
If you want to win it all.
They got it all.
If you want to be, you got to have a bench in this game. Winners proved that last year by winning the Nationals. Their bench could start for most teams.
Absolutely.
You got to get 4 or 5 guys that can fill in, that aren't going to sit there and bitch and moan and be crybabies.
Right.
Play them and just contribute and be team players. That's how you win titles.
Bottom half of the 6th inning here.
There's Michi right back to Singer for the 3rd out.
16-2.
5 runs for the Rockers. They go to the bottom of the 6th, leading 15-2.
I think it's 16-2, Tim.
16-2.
Wow. You need a calculator.
Good job again by the umpiring crew, Rusty Carlson, John Mitchell, Sal Bassett, Gary Pelletier, and
Hey, John.
again, we want to thank, you can't do this. Larry Buckley, what a great job. Superintendent Carter, Luke Novak, Ryan Russ, Danny Richards, the ground crew here is just absolutely amazing.
Jeff Berger batting. Third base.
Jeff Berger, you still game.
All right, they'll go at the top with Junior, Jimmy McCarthy, leading off here in the bottom of the 6th.
Filkins, a very strong hitter, but
Timmy Jeff Berger, who I know isn't giving up.
see what happens.
Maybe a little down right now, but he's going to swing as hard as he can. You know that.
We also want to congratulate, there's some other teams. There's Berger with his shot to
Right, the right center,
Dean Pritt in traffic at a heck of a tournament. Those guys always come to play. Let me see that.
Screwballs.
Danny Atkins, of course, with Luciano, Vinny DeNovo, the knockouts.
John Woolman. Base finger on
Jono batting.
6.
Can we go back to that play where John hit the long fly ball early in the game? Explain that to the listeners. What a great play that was.
Johnny Woolnick hit it over the scoreboard. I thought it was on Harrison Street. Nichols ran it down and caught it. Keith Filkins tagged from first, tried to stretch it to third, and Nicholas relayed to Mastari. Mastari gunned it to Gardner, and they nailed Keith at third for a double play. Probably the play of the game. Jono just hit the double to score a run. and make it second and third for Dave Singer. So it's 16-3. But that was one of the best plays you'll ever see in 16-inch no-glove softball.
That's going to go down the archives of the Hall of Fame. I'm sure Al Mag will lock it in the vault, and we'll watch it years from now. You'll never see a throw. Bang, bang. 1, 2, 3. Nicholas to Mastari to Gardner. What a play, Timmy.
John's in third.
Is that 5-10?
Yeah, sure is.
Okay. We'll stay with you. We're going to stay with you. We got a lot of interviews after the game, and we just had a ground out and I believe a run scored. Pardon me as I'm looking at the clock by Singer, and that'll bring up the first baseman.
Let's keep hitting. Let's keep hitting. Let's go. Let's keep hitting. Let's keep hitting. Let's keep hitting.
George with you tonight. We got one more inning to go here live from Forest Park.
He's not smiling yet, but I know Lane feels pretty confident, but he knows it isn't over.
Grounder to Billy Nix. He grounds out first pitcher for the first out in the top of the seventh. Guys, what are you going to do about the MVP? Do you know? Pardon me? This is Billy. No, this is Steve Stout. Oh no, Steve Turkey. That'd be good. Right.
Keith Stout back in the game, Tim, for his opening lineup. Keith Stout, the brother of Mike Stout from the Euclid Beverage 45.
That's phenomenal. Larry Tikar's assistant director is up in the booth here, and he's going over the MVP list. We'll bring it to you live here on WKKD. Keith Stout, a little fly ball, should be the second out in the inning, and it is.
By the way, Tim, a minor change. Jeff Berger, the captain.
Over to third now, I see.
I wanted to play third. Keith, you play short. I go, that's what everyone
Put Davey Singer over at third base with the Pugliese team. Just a minor change here. No batting order change. They wanted to give Jeff a few pitches here. Jeff has pitched for years.
There's Pat Caputo, and let's give this guy some credit. Pugliese has averaged 18 runs, and he's held him to 4.
Because that's Patty. He's that real old-fashioned Mike Callow type pitcher. He's learned. He knows what he's doing. He thinks about what he's doing. I'll tell you, Patty's as good as he is. And he gets a hit.
Look at this. He's
wow, triple.
He's 4 for 4, ain't he?
Are you serious?
And that'll be 3 outs, and
this is it.
This is it. The Pugliese needs 12 to tie in the bottom of the 7th, and it's all Rizzo Rockers here at the 30th No Glove National. George, after the game,
I might go down now, Tim, with your permission.
No, yeah, go ahead.
You finish the half inning, I'll kind of be right below the booth.
Nuts. I want Lane. We'll get Ziegler.
Okay.
I'm done. Keep that spinner. No more kicks.
And Patty, perhaps, maybe?
We'll get Patty. Yeah, we'll just bring him up. I'll yell down here.
Okay, Timmy, we'll be back with you in a half an inning.
All right, George.
Good luck, Timmy. Continue on, my good friend.
George Bush from the Softball Hotline doing a great job. There we go. Doing a great job for us here. We moved to the bottom of the 7th at Forest Park. It's 16-4. Marty Dozen.
Ball. Batting from Mike Greco.
Lucky you didn't get your hands on that ball.
Ouch. Bottom of the 7th coming up for Pugliese.
Great tournament. Come up a little short here in the final game. Pugliese has played a lot of softball. Don't forget, Pugliese starters is minus Frank Mione and Jimmy Matlock. 2 starting outfielders. So Marty Dozen leads things off. Mastari in the hole. Long throw to first, and he beats it out.
Actually, the radio program, I don't know if Timmy's still on or not.
Has been found by the White Rat.
That'll bring up the center fielder, Timmy Yusachevsky.
Now batting, this center fielder, Tim Yusachevsky.
And again, I want to thank all the people that helped me bring this show possible to you, our 16-inch softball fans. You know, led by my aces, Billy King, Danny Stramalia, Johnny Schultz, Al Mag, Jack Stout, Howie Fagan, Hawthorne Racecourse. A base hit for Timmy, first and third, nobody out. Bring up the right fielder, Al. Looks like a pinch hitter for Stan Paddock. We'll grab a bat. The pride of De La Salle. And from Paddock and Associates, he's grabbing a bat. Good to see this. Good to see this. Throw it out there, Stan. Number 37 in your program, number 1 in your heart, Sandy Paddock. Stan hits a fly ball to center. We'll get the run in. So a fly ball for Stan. And just a classy move by putting in the reserves here by Stan Paddock. Right here at the Forest Glove No Glove Nationals. Keep it here on WK. As soon as you can. All right, buddy. And that was Lane Neiman.
The bases are loaded.
Hey, now let's go. Step up now.
Here's Junior McCarthy with the bases loaded. 16-5, bottom of 7. Golf outing 16th, last qualifier, the 8th and 9th. Call me at some mobe's trying to ring me on my phone. Sorry, I can't answer it. 773-925-7306. Push the send, see what it is. And there's a base hit by McCarthy. 1 run in, 2 runs in, 3 runs in. And it is 16-8. Who is that, honey? Some mope trying to call me while I'm on the air.
Came in. Now it's 16-8.
Thank you. Debbie! Love you, kids. Debbie from the Lemonheads. They've got the cheese puffs out with him. Debbie and Richie are listening in. We appreciate the call, hon. There's Berger with a shot up the middle. Nice stop by Ziegler over to first for out number 2. And, you know, it's people, good people like the Lemonheads, all the guys, their lovely wives and girlfriends. I enjoy, support my tournament, support my golf outings, and those are the people that Tim Maher is going to support. And I'm grateful to all those good people. Here is spinner, Keith Filkins, with 2 outs, 1 more out to go here before the celebration begins. And I can't be happier for my buddy Lane Neiman. This guy has earned it. He started from scratch years ago and did it the right way, and I know he's a proud man tonight. Congratulations to Mr. Ridgway.
Got 2 strikes on him.
Danny McMillan for his great sponsorship. And there's 2 strikes on Filkins here on WKKD 95.9 FM. Nice battle of green in
no glove net.
It's right here on WKKD. There's a little fight. And Greg Ziegler, the man of the tournament, makes the last out. Final score, Rizzo Rockers 16, Pugliese Carter's 8. And the Rizzo Rockers are the 1998 Forest Park No Glove champions. Congratulations to Lane Neiman and his entire ball club. And it's just a tremendous effort. They go through undefeated with not a scratch on their record in this tournament. And the players are on the field right now shaking hands. Dave Novak is at home plate, going to present some great awards. We'll get team reactions for you in a minute.
2016 Invitational Champions.
And we'll stay with you here on WKKD 95.9 to bring you the post-game action. We'll be another 5 or 10 minutes. And Larry, the commissioner, Dave Novak, are at home plate. Jack Stout taking pictures. And I'm sure they'll be awarding Pugliese the second place trophy and the MVP award along with the first place trophy from Greg Ziegler. You never quit, and here you are after I don't know how many years at Forest Park. You're the champions of the Forest Park Nationals.
I can't believe it, Tim. I'm not right now. This is a dream come true. By far the best tournament ever is this Forest Park. When I used to come here and watch the guys play, we've been playing for 12 years. I don't think we've ever even finished in the top 4. This year we took it to them. It was unbelievable. Our defense is unbelievable. I've never seen a better defensive team.
The best infield, I think, in the game with around the horn with Dennis Garner, Frankie Mastari, the MVP. Let's just hit you with it, the Buddha. Danny Jalowick made some plays. You can put them gloves up your ass, and I'll say that on your air. Mike Greco at first. Patty Caputo, Pugliese gets 20 runs, and Carissa and Lynette and Olivia and Lane Jr.
Yeah, absolutely. Carissa did the scorekeeping all weekend. She did a great job.
All right, Lane.
He's one of my best friends in the whole world, MVP.
Let's go with the Buddha, Greg Ziegler. Get in here, Zig. Put that headset on, buddy. Congratulations, buddy. I'll tell you, every time from the opening game, from the game Lane and Patty Caputo's here, the Rockers at the first game of the tournament, they're down to men from Uncle 7-6. Ziggs makes it a close game with a base clearing 3-run triple. They're down by.
Through some, we weren't hitting real well. We fought through it. It was a total team effort. I mean, everybody played hard, and here we are.
Every time you guys needed a big hit, I mean, you got it. Whether you're a big Tony Perchinsky, big 3-run homer, Danny Jalowick, we mentioned going in the hole.
Dennis Gardner,
and probably one of the best double plays you've ever seen in your life. When Johnny Wolnick, he hit it 8,000 feet. Billy Nicholas runs under, and I'm marking it a home run in the book. Nicholas catches the ball, relays to Mastari, nails it to Dennis Gardner, rings up Keats trying to stretch it for a double play. That was the play of the game that got you guys over the hump.
It was defense. We played defense, hit the clutch hit. But I told these guys at the beginning of the day if we win this tournament that I'd get naked and dance on my car with a beer in my hand.
Oh, man.
So they figured, well, I want to see this.
Thank God we're not on
TV. They came out and played.
Thank God this is radio. I'll tell you that right now. Greg Ziegler, you're the best.
Tim.
A well-deserved MVP. Let's bring in Patty Caputo. Patty Caputo, one of the best pitchers in the history of the game. And, Patty, before we talk about Patty's defense and everything, Patty, you've been playing this game for probably, 30, 35 years. That's got to be the first triple in the history of your creation.
No,
I never seen you hit a triple in my life.
Tim, I got a homer this year.
Oh.
I got one homer.
It had to be over the fence, and they had to carry you around the bases. But, great. I'll tell you, I thought he took a line drive off the shoulder. Luckily, a good shoulder. And, what can you say? You've been a buddy of Lane's for many years, and I couldn't be happier for this guy, my co-host. And Pat, you've had some great dynasties with your ice team and different teams in the past. Lane Neiman started and took his lumps and built the team, wasn't afraid to play anybody, got into it. This is the biggest win for all of Lane's efforts, and I know you're real happy for him and all the team.
I'm very happy for Lane, and believe me, this is a big win for me. This is my biggest win in my life. We played great. This team just keeps fighting and fighting and fighting. Defense is tremendous. They say you need offense in this game. Well, let me tell you something. Our defense played tremendous this weekend. Every game, the last 3 games we went through Lettuce, 45s, and Pugliese, and we may have given up 12 runs in the 3 games.
Right.
But then again, we did hit in those games also.
Right.
But our defense played tremendous, kept us in the games, and it's just a great
Well, you played them all, like you say, Lettuce and Pugliese and the 45s, usually Bevan's 45s. As they say, parity in softball. Anybody can win on any day. But like I say, defense, wins championships. And but I'll tell you, the Rockers are at the top of their game right now.
What? Great. We're playing. Tomorrow we got a doubleheader. I hope we can make it a doubleheader tomorrow.
Let me ask you this. Who's got the bragging rights this week at work with Bob Russ Sr.?
Bob Russ can't say a word.
Can't say nothing.
He can't say a word.
Can't say nothing.
No,
Back
not
to
one
Pudo.
word.
Thanks so much.
Thank you,
Great
Timmy.
job, my friend. Great
Thank
job. Lane Neiman, just to close here, we'll be back at you. I think if Lane is cohesive next Sunday, we'll be back at you at 9 o'clock on the Chicago Softball Report. Again, Lane, thanks so much. And I said I didn't want you up here today, and you weren't.
Very prolific there, Tim. I appreciate it.
You betcha. Jack Stout down there filming it.
Yeah,
all the
man.
families, all the friends. You can't ask for a better scene. I know you were excited last year. You're finishing fourth in the Nationals, coming back, getting the bid. But this is it. Like Pat Caputo said, he said it's the best win of his career, and both you guys have been around forever.
This is truly a dream come true. It's unbelievable. I love all these guys. They're hardworking. They fight. They scratch. They do whatever they got to do to win the game. We got a solid group, and like I said, it's actually a dream come true, Tim. It's unbelievable. I had two biggest dreams this year. Got my son,
that's right,
my daughters, and I got Forest Park. It can't get better. Stop everything right now.
Attaboy. We're going to wrap things up here on behalf of my good buddy Lane Neiman and the 1998 champions of the 30th edition of the Forest Park No Glove Nationals are the RZA Rockers. And we congratulate him and thank him. And I want to thank, again, my sponsors and all the people. Dave Fisher back at the studio, and Billy King, and Jack Stout down there, Danny Somalia, and, of course, Johnny Schultz. Mary Jean, I love you, kid. And this is the big guy, Tim Maher, signing off from Forest Park with the RZA Rockers, our king of the No Glove Nationals. Please don't drink and drive. So long, everybody. We'll see you next week on the Chicago Softball Report.